Myself, I am KARTHIYAYINI, Assistant Professor from Department of Computer Science. Now I am going to explain normalization and types of normalization in RDBMS. Define a normalization. Normalization is nothing but is a process of organizing the data in the database. It is mainly used to minimize the redundancy from the database, and it is also used to eliminate the anomalous insertion, updation and deletion anomalies. And the normalization is mainly divide the large table into smaller and links them using relationship. The normal form is used to reduce redundancy from the database table. Problem without normalization in DBMS. The purpose of normalization is to reduce the data redundancy which occupies extra memory space, and it makes a data administrator to handle the database in a difficult manner, and we cannot be able to update the database because some data will be lost. So the normalization is a concept that can be used for an insertion, updation and deletion anonymous, or very frequently if the database is not normalized. From this table you can be able to understand we are having the student number, course number and course name as a column, and we are having a 3 rows. When we comes on to the insertion anomalous, these anomalous occurs when it is not possible to insert data into a database because the required fields are missing or because the data is incomplete. If I want to add any other data into a table, it cannot be able to insert that one. So it is called as an insertion anomalous. Deletion and updation anomalous. If a tuple is deleted or updated from reference relation and the reference attribute value is used by referencing attribute in referencing relation, it will not allow deleting the tuple from reference relation. If I want to add any record to the student's courses with student number 1, it has to be updated both the rows of the table. In this table, we are having a student number as 2 rows. In this, if I am deleting any one row, then it will delete another 1 row. The student number 1 will be deleted. If I am updating any other columns, for an example, if I am updating DBMS as an RDBMS, then the complete rows will be updated. These are the types of normalization. First normal form, second normal form, third normal form, BCNF bicode normal form, fourth normal form and fifth normal form. First normal form, it should only have a single atomic value attribute. That is, we have to have a single values in a table. If you are having any multiple value, that can be normalized in your table, and the values stored in the column should be of the same domain. All the columns in a table should have a unique names, and the order in which the data is stored should not matter. From this table, we are having an employee ID, employee name, employee mobile and employee skill. In employee skill column, we are having a multiple values, Python, JavaScript. Likewise, we are having a more number of values in second row as well as in third rows. By using a normalization, first normal form, we are going to decompose this table into first normal form. Here I have reduced the previous table into a first normal form by giving the values as an atomic value. Now the employee table will have an atomic value, that is a single value in each the column will be halved. So now the first normal form has been normalized by using the first normal form. Second normal form, it should be always satisfy the first normal form. The table should have the atomic value, that it should contains only a single value attribute, not the multiple value attributes. And the second thing we have to seen in a second normal form, it should not have partial dependency. That is, for what do you mean by partial dependency is nothing but the non-key column is depending upon only a particular primary key is called as an partial normal dependency. So from the second normal form, we are going to reduce all this partial dependency and we have to satisfy the first normal form. From this table, we have taken the 3 columns. In this, we are having a project ID and project name as well as student ID and student name. Here the student ID and the project ID is both are a primary key. From the project name is depend upon the project ID. So it is particularly depend upon project ID. So we can take this one as a partial dependency. From this we are going to denormalize the table into a normalization of a second normal form. Second normal form should be satisfied with the first normal form, as well as we have to do not have partial dependency. So the table which is having a partial dependency has been reduced to and split into two tables. Likewise, we are having a student information and then project information. As the project ID project name is depend upon a project ID. So we are splitting the two table in order to make that one as a normalization. Third normal form, it should satisfy the first normal form and the second normal form, and it does not have transitive dependency. Here the transitive dependency means that any non-key column, it's depend upon a particular non-key column. So if any other table is depend upon a non-key column, that should be omitted in the third normal form. Here in this table we are having an employee ID, employee name, employee zip, employee state and employee city as an column. Here the employee city and the states are depend upon some other ID of that. So it is called as a transitive dependency. From this table we are going to remove all the transitive dependency. Now I have removed the transitive dependency by using this table: employee ID, employee name and the employee zip. And the another table is splitted into an employee zip, employee state and employee city. Here the non-key column, from the table we can be able to understand employee state and employee city depends on employee zip, and employee zip depend on employee ID. So it is a transitive dependency. From that we have moved the employee city and employee state to a new table with an employee zip as a primary key columns. Advantages and disadvantages of normalization. Advantages of normalization is mainly it's used to reduce data redundancy, and then it improve data consistency. What is the purpose of normalization is to make the data to be a complete one, and it will always simplify database maintenance, and it improve the query performance. The disadvantages of normalization is that it always increase the complexity, as that we cannot be able to divide the table into a smaller table, but we can do the normalization is always mainly used to divide the table into a smaller table. So it always reduce the read performance, and it will always increase write performance and increase storage space. Thank you.